So today I'm going to show you how to do your foundation using your fingers. And I've been getting asked a lot how to get foundation to look less cakey and how to use specific brushes, and all of that stuff kind of ties in with this video. The brushes I will show you in the future, but right now I'm going to show you how to apply a full coverage formula using your paws and making it look like skin. Now with thicker cream formulas, you have to soften the product, and you can do that by using the warmth of your fingertips. Obviously, start with clean hands. I shouldn't have to tell you that. And you want to be able to get this product to be soft and smooth so that when you go to blend it on your face, it'll just blend very, very nicely. So I'm using a clean surface. Here, you can use the back of your hand if you want. Just know that it's going to absorb some of the product, which is why I use a flat surface. And then what I'm doing is taking my finger, and I'm messing with the product and sort of starting to melt it down with the warmth of my hand, fingertip, whatever, and then getting some of that product onto my finger. Now what I'm doing is dotting all around my face. I did create, or I guess mix up, a bit of a deeper shade for my face, just because this summer has been brutal with my arms, making them significantly darker than my entire face. So if you see that it's a little bit deeper than this and this, just know I did that on purpose because I'm tired of this pale face. So as you can see, I'm taking the 3 fingers and just patting. I said that very strange. Just go with it. And just pat your face. Now again, this is the full coverage formula by MAC Cosmetics. And you can see here that it is not cakey at all. Of course, you can definitely build this up as much as you want. You can dab each finger and then go in, but I don't recommend doing that. That's too much foundation, you know? Just do this and then press. Press, 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 press. I won't. I promise I won't. I won't start singing. There you go. Look at that. I get a lot of questions all the time on my Instagram, like how do I get my makeup to look less cakey? And it's use your hands. And everyone's always like, what? Why? Ew. What's wrong with that? So let's do a little bit of the forehead. What I like to do is start with a base layer first, and then go in with any sort of extra coverage in specific spots should I need it. This is my trouble side right here. So I'm going to start with the troubled spots and then work my way out from there, just by sort of pressing. And this act of pressing into the skin is sort of still melting down the product a bit, so it makes it easier to blend out. And you see that this patting motion is something that I'm doing all along the face, because you don't want to rub it in, you know, it's not soap. So you don't need to do that with your foundation. Melt, 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 melt. Now you can do this a little faster if you wanted to, so you can just pat. There you go. This color is actually quite perfect. When I was mixing this color up, I'm like, this is gonna be really dark. But no, it's actually, look how dark that is. Good Lord. Okay, now let's get the nose. See that? So this is how thick it could be, but we're not gonna do that because that doesn't make your face look good. I'm obviously not leaving it that way because I like to make my makeup personally look like it's just my skin just enhanced. I don't like to go completely overboard with my foundations or makeup in general for that matter. But hey, you do you. If you want it to be super, super porcelainy, then hey, load it up. There we go. And this is how you apply your foundation, just using your fingers, and you get this skin-like finish using a full coverage formula If for whatever reason the full coverage is just still too thick for you, you can take some of your moisturizers or serums and mix it into the product onto your surface or the back of your hand, mix it all together, and then finally get the consistency that you like, and then spread it across your face. Now let's say you have a couple of things that need extra coverage. I have some redness right here. Just gonna take that and use the finger without the product and just press that in right there to build some coverage. And you can powder along the way and then build, depending on how much you want to build. I personally don't care if I have blemishes on my face. So for me, I'm like, why add all the extra coverage? Why waste the product? You know, the more that you're comfortable with your skin, the less money you spend. Here we go. Pat, pat, pat. Maybe just a tad bit more here since I have a lot of product left onto my palette. A little bit under my eyes. Same concept when you're using concealers as well. If you want to do it with your fingers, make sure you're using just minimal product and just tap underneath the eye area. This will help prevent that creasing that happens underneath the eyes. Has a lot to do with the formula, has a lot to do with how much you're putting on. If you're putting on way too much product, it's going to crease up. You have to keep it very minimal in order for it to look natural. And usually when you're using a full coverage formula, you don't need concealer. Just brighten it up with your powders or highlighting products. There's no need to actually use a concealer underneath your eyes if there's nothing to conceal. You kind of have to step out of that. Like right now, I have nothing to conceal. There's no discoloration underneath my eye area, therefore I don't need to add extra coverage for what? You don't need it. So I'm gonna powder this down and then show you how to brighten if you feel like you're still not comfortable with leaving it as is. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add a little contour-ish. So hold on one second. I'm gonna add a little depth to my face using a stick formula. So if you have a stick formula at home, all you need to do is sort of dot it onto the face, like so, and then take your fingers and blend it out. Remember, again, patting. This one you can kind of swipe if you wanted to, just ever so slightly. Don't pull the skin too much, but it's more of like a pat swipe. And then blend that out with your hands, just to give yourself a little bit more dimension. I don't necessarily contour in the way that most people think contour is. My face, I don't like to have any sort of lines showing. So I just add a little bit of color depth to some parts of my face. I call it shadowing. Essentially, this is contouring. It's just not, I don't like to use that word now just because everyone thinks it's something very specific when it's not. A little right here. Blend it upward, just to give your bottom lip and then the cupid's bow right here a little more definition. And then I add it just in the center, and then I flick it upward towards the center of the nose. I don't go down. That's not the kind of shadow you want. Go up. Up, 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 up. I'm like adjusting the blinds because the sun is coming through like crazy. I'm melting right now. But this is what the face would look like when using a full coverage formula with your hands. See how soft it is, and you can still see the skin through it? That's how you want your makeup to look, just natural and easy and effortless. You can take it down here if you want to with your hands. Just make sure that you are using, again, the patting motion. Let me just powder this down real quick. I'm gonna use a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to show you what I mean about using brighteners to kind of lift up the under eye area if you feel like you still need to have some of that brightness. I promise you don't. It's just something that because of the trends, we're used to seeing that brightness underneath the eye. I personally think that sometimes people take it too far, and it looks ghosty, but hey, to each their own. I'm gonna use a water weight powder by MAC just to lightly set this formula. I don't like to use a lot of powder because it ends up looking a little too powdery on the face. So what I'll do is I'll set it like so, just patting, and I'll use a setting spray to set right on top of it. But I'll do that the very last step. Okay. Ta-da! Powdered. Look at that. Skin. That's all you need to see is skin. So let's say you want to brighten up. There's a product that I am endorsing because I love it. Senna, not sponsored, nothing. I just love this product. This is the HD Eye Lift. This is shade number 1. They come in 2 colors, shade number 1 and shade number 2. Shade number 2 is a bit deeper, so it's great for darker skin tones. What you want to do with this product, where's my brush, is apply this very sparingly because it can get quite bright. So you use this with a small fluff brush. Now take note of the color. And this adds sort of a lightener underneath the eye. It's almost as if you have a light shining on your face. Ever so slightly. I'm using a minimal amount. I think I can tell the difference. If you can't, then I'm sorry. But if you use too much, it will be white underneath your eye area. So this is just something that'll bring up and lift the under eye area without using a concealer, because that's just a waste of product, especially if you have nothing to conceal. That I could conceal if I wanted to, but again, I don't really care about showing any sort of flaws. I don't know. I don't really, it's my face. What do you want me to do? You know what I mean? There you go. So now you have that brightener underneath the eye area without having to use the expensive stuff over and over again when you don't need to. So this is the Senna HD Eye Lift number 1. This is the anti-aging mineral highlighter. I love it. All right, so when it comes to foundation, that's it. It's very, very easy and honestly the cheapest route to go when it comes to applying foundation, since you don't have to buy any tools. And if you're not used to using brushes, or you don't want to do the high maintenance route of using a beauty blender like a sponge where you have to clean it every single use, all you have to do is wash your hands when you're done. Yay! Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys want to support me and my channel, please send me a coffee by clicking the coffee link down below in the description box, because I love coffee, more specifically coffee boba, which is what I've introduced myself to, and now I'm addicted. So please aid my addiction by sending me a coffee through my coffee link in the description box below. All right guys, I will talk to you all very soon. More videos are coming very, very soon, and I will see you again soon. Bye.